Center. Lorna Virgili reports.
After many years of wait, the Plumgate Community Recreation Center is finally renovated, and doors have opened to the public.
This is something that this community deserves. So we are here, first of all, to thank you for your patience, to thank you for your commitment, and thank you for having faith in us to deliver this particular project.
The design and construction of the facility was done taking residents' input, as well as environmental and economic concerns.
The most rewarding part of opening a facility is seeing the community embrace it. They can't wait to come in and use it. The kids, the parents, the elderly, the entire community comes together and embraces it as their own.
Plumgate is now the third recreation facility project to be completed in the last 3 years.
We have a wonderful partnership and a wonderful process in the county to develop our capital projects, and it's led by our colleagues in the Department of General Services, and they do work closely with all of the county agencies to make sure that we're meeting the needs of the community within budget and within reason, but that really take into account the changing demographics and population increases that we see in communities like here in Germantown.
Facilities include a full-size gymnasium, a social hall, game room, and a computer lab.
We came in at a time in which we saw a building that was overutilized, that didn't have enough spaces, that really didn't work for the community, that was getting older. And so it's great to provide them a new, shiny, functional, innovative, technologically advanced building that will truly be a center for this community.
In Germantown, for County Report This Week, I'm Lorna Virgili.
The nationwide search for a new planning director is over, and the person selected is no stranger to Montgomery County. Susan Kennedy joins us with more about the appointment of Gwen Wright. Susan?
Sonia, after a year-long search, the Montgomery County Planning Department has found its new director. Gwen Wright comes to the county with decades of experience in top planning jobs in the city of Alexandria and right here in Montgomery County.
She's been on the job just a few weeks, and it's full speed ahead.
I feel like I've sort of jumped on a fast-moving train, and I'm doing my best to hang on.
Gwen Wright is back in familiar territory as the new director of the Montgomery County Planning Board. She left the agency back in 2008 after 21 years for a planning job with the city of Alexandria. She told us the challenges that face both communities are similar.
A big part of what I see my position as is trying to talk to property owners, trying to talk to both residential and commercial owners to build a vision and find a way that we can have a sort of consortium of folks getting together and saying let's move forward on trying to create connections, make use of transit, and really develop great communities.
She says Montgomery County has a great transit infrastructure that will be key in future growth. Current plans for the Purple Line and a bus transitway will allow planners to create neighborhoods that will be livable.
It's what I like to call sort of 10-minute living, where you can live in a place and in 10 minutes easily and quickly get to your job, perhaps, to a grocery store, to health care, to a school.
And she says the fact that Montgomery County has great suburban, urban, and rural areas make this a planner's dream.
Folks have asked me frequently if I have a vision, and what I've said is I think Montgomery County is so big you can't have just one vision. You really have to have a much more multifaceted vision for a place that is so multifaceted.
In Rockville, I'm Susan Kennedy for County Report This Week.
Montgomery County Council members recently received a status update about repairs at the Silver Spring Transit Center. The elected leaders were told that remediation work is currently underway at the site, and a schedule for completion of repairs is now being finalized.
If everything aligns perfectly, and work begins as we expect in early August, we can meet the weather window that's in front of us and hopefully complete work by the end of this year. That is dependent upon a number of issues.
Council members also heard from Metro officials who are questioning the county's approach to remediation. The Metro officials said they want more tests and they're concerned about continued cracking at the transit facility.
We have continuing cracking. So obviously the repairs to the cracking have not been effective. There is leaks through the slabs, through the beams. That's a problem. We need to have solution to water going through the structure, because that will bring chlorides and water and corrode and further degrade the structure.
The two sides remain in disagreement about whether there is a need for another test.
The slot stress test is not specifically germane to the remediation of the pore strips. That is the work that's underway right now. We continue to meet with and speak with WMATA and try and get some resolution as to their insistence upon this test. As it stands right now, we don't believe that test is necessary.
County officials are hoping to complete repairs at the facility, which is over budget and behind schedule by year's end. When we come back, we'll take you to Wheaton for an update on efforts to improve the county's nightlife. And we'll say goodbye to a local restaurant with a long history in Montgomery County.
Montgomery County is looking for a few good men and women and teenagers too to help with the county fair. Volunteers are needed to give out information, get the fairgrounds ready, organize games for small children, and prepare and serve food. The possibilities are endless, but you have to sign up now to volunteer in August. Call 301-926-3100 or visit MC Ag Fair to find out more. Be a part of the county fair and this year volunteer.
Welcome back to County Report This Week. I'm Sonia Burke. As the Nighttime Economy Task Force moves forward with discovering ways to boost the county's nightlife, Wheaton business owners say diverse options and a music venue could be a large part of the area's future economic success. Tamika Smith reports.
The Nighttime Economy Task Force is ready to draft its recommendations for the county to boost business. Council members, civic leaders, and even business owners all had a seat at the table.
We're at a good place where we have a lot of ideas. I think it's now to put all those ideas on paper and kind of sit back and say, well, where do we stand right now?
Members met in downtown Wheaton at Hollywood East Cafe. This restaurant is part of the cultural fabric of the neighborhood.
Diversity is really important, especially here in Wheaton, because we have so many ethnic groups here. I mean, Asians consist of not only, Chinese, but it's Indian, Chinese, Japanese, Korean.
Yu says a designated music venue is an element missing from the community, but it's difficult for restaurant owners like herself to compensate for the loss.
I would probably have to get a music venue in, and then it's the costs of that.
Tom Stanton owns an Irish pub that's walking distance from the cafe. He says more venues are needed.
That's what's always been kind of the trademark of Wheaton, is the variety, the diversity of offerings, and I think that needs to continue. And to the extent that it does, Wheaton's just going to keep getting stronger for it.
The diversity of Wheaton and other areas of the county are being considered in the nightlife conversation, but it isn't the sole factor leading the talks.
Any recommendations that we want, we hope that they could encompass all the districts that we're looking at as a whole, as opposed to specific ones.
The Nighttime Economy Task Force is about halfway through meeting with experts and officials to get a better idea of what recommendations they'll be giving to the county. Now, in August, they'll be able to give a draft proposal to the county so the county can identify what are the key areas they want the task force to narrow down. For County Report This Week, I'm Tamika Smith.
How many restaurants can you name that have served customers for over 90 years? Dating back to 1922, O'Donnell Sea Grill has done just that. First in Washington, D.C., then in Bethesda, and today in Kentlands. But the family-owned restaurant, known for its crab cakes, lemon pie, and rum buns, is closing this month. It's business as usual at O'Donnell Sea Grill, but not for long. After nearly a century of serving customers its Norfolk-style dishes and famous rum buns in Washington, D.C., Bethesda, and today in Gaithersburg, the beloved family-owned restaurant is closing its doors so the owner can spend more time with his family and try some new things.
It's been a good long run for 90 years, started by my grandfather.
Many of today's customers are regulars, and they tell us that dining out at the restaurant has been a long tradition.
Yeah, I've been coming since I was a young child.
I love this place. I worked in Bethesda, and so a group of us always went over there at least once a week from work.
I come here for lunch with clients a lot and also for dinner, with my family.
It's really sad to hear that they're closing. It's one of the few really good seafood restaurants around.
It's sad for a lot of these people. One gentleman said to me the other day, he said, your closing is going to change the culture of Montgomery County. There's a lot of memories for a lot of people. Third and fourth generations of people coming to O'Donnell's from downtown to Bethesda to here, and it's meant a lot to a lot of families.
It's also a second home for the employees. Some of these staffers have worked at the restaurant for decades. How long have you worked here?
40 years. 40.
I will miss the staff. A lot of things that I will miss about it. But the day-to-day grind and all that, the nights and weekends, I just spent my 40th Mother's Day in a restaurant. So.
Many of his customers are going to miss the rum buns, a sweet roll with a secret recipe.
You can't come without having the rum bun.
The rum buns are amazing.
Hopefully we can do something with some of our products to keep it going. Washington really can't be without rum buns.
It's sad to see them go, but good to know the owner is exploring some ideas such as a food truck for bringing back some of the most popular menu items. Montgomery County Council member Craig Rice introduced a resolution passed by the council that urges the Maryland General Assembly, Congress, and others to examine the issue of equitable access of e-books from publishers for use by county libraries. County Executive Ike Leggett says he supports this effort because libraries often pay 3 times as much as consumers for an e-book.
When you look at the modern technology and the way we're going in terms of our use of technology, e-books really taken off. And we have such a large demand in the county. But they're also very expensive. And when you evaluate the expense of the e-books compared to what the government is purchasing for our library system versus what you pay for it in the private sector, there's a huge gap here. And I think that we need to close that. And so what the council, myself, and others around the state and around the nation are trying to do is to get the publishers to look at what they are doing, because in many ways it's almost as we've been gouged in terms of the cost that we're looking at. And we need to bring those costs more under control, because there's no way with the existing costs that libraries such as Montgomery County will be able to fulfill the demands for e-books at the cost that the publishers are asking for today.
National Night Out is just around the corner, and joining us in the studio today is Lucille Bauer from the Montgomery County Police Department. Lucille, what can you tell us about this annual event?
This year, National Night Out is being celebrated on Tuesday, August 6th. This is a great opportunity for our community members and members of law enforcement to get to know one another in a social setting. And of course, the purpose is to help reduce crime in our neighborhoods. Our Police Chief Tom Manger, our County Executive Ike Leggett, and State's Attorney John McCarthy, along with our police command staff, visit as many of these community organized events as possible. One of the crimes that you can help reduce in your neighborhood by knowing your neighbors are residential burglaries. This is the time of year when people go away on vacation. Your goal is going to be to try to make your home look lived in while you're away. So let neighbors know that you're going away. Ask them to take in your mail or newspapers if you're not having those services stopped. Ask them to park a car in front of your home or in your driveway. Use lights on timers inside your home to go on in different rooms at different times. And in this era of social media, do not post on Facebook that you can't wait to spend next week at the beach, or put up pictures of yourself hiking in the mountains while you're hiking in the mountains. Between January 1st and July 15th of this year, we've had reports of 1,599 burglaries to homes, sheds, and garages. Our preliminary statistics show that in approximately 32% of these cases, entry was made without force. So the best thing you can do any time of year to keep your home safer is to invest in good locks for your windows and doors and use them on a regular basis.
Thank you for that valuable information, Lucille. Still to come on County Report this week, we'll introduce you to a Fulbright scholar.
I'm Rockville 11's Jennifer Ligsay. With the recent temperatures on the rise, we'll tell you how the city helps residents stay cool when County Report this week continues.
The 65th Annual Montgomery County Agricultural Fair is ready to rumble. Enjoy your favorite rides and experience our thriving agricultural community. Witness the stars of big-time wrestling duke it out. Then watch Timber Tina and the Lumberjills pair it up. Axe throwing, log rolling, and more. Only $10 admission. Kids 11 and under get in free every day. Visit mcagfair.com for more info. The 65th Annual Montgomery County Agricultural Fair, August 9th through the 17th. Plenty to see from A to Z.
Welcome back to County Report this week. I'm Sonia Burke. A former Montgomery College student and Jack Kent Cook Scholarship winner is a recent Fulbright scholar and college graduate with an exciting future. Danielle Stetsky reports.
Susan Wu is the second child out of 4 in her family and is the first to attend college. She wants to be a role model to her brothers and is on a fast track to doing just that. Susan started her spectacular academic career at Montgomery College in 2009, and in 2010 she got accepted into the college's esteemed Renaissance Scholars program.
Renaissance Scholars just provided me with opportunity to just take challenging courses with honors, just meeting new people, meeting professors like Professor Nate.
While taking her courses at the Germantown campus, she quickly got involved with the college's Student Life Initiative, where she found a wealth of events, volunteer opportunities, and a variety of clubs.
Student Life, it provided me with the opportunity to be a leader as a treasurer of the Student Senate, so I was able to just lead events like the breast cancer fundraiser.
In the Renaissance Scholars program, Susan found professors who mentored and helped her to develop her intellectual skills. Her efforts paid off when she was announced as one of the 2011 winners of a prestigious award worth up to $30,000 per year to outstanding community college students to help them earn a 4-year degree. After visiting a couple of schools, Susan decided to transfer to Smith College, and this year she has graduated from one of the most prestigious women's colleges in the country with a degree in marine biology.
She has just truly been transformed from a kind of shy young woman to a very articulate spokesperson for Smith College and for her education.
Just before her graduation day at Smith, Susan won a Fulbright scholarship. From January to November of next year, she is going to be teaching English in Malaysia.
I never thought it would happen to me, so it's really crazy to just think that I can do that and have the potential to transfer to Smith, get a Jack and Cook scholarship, and just get a Fulbright.
After finishing her scholarship in Malaysia, Susan plans to go to grad school or get a researching job as a marine biologist. For County Report this week in Germantown, I'm Danielle Stetsky.
Although school is out of session, some Montgomery County Public School students and other area kids were recently reminded that education never takes a break, not even in the summer. But this learning experience could be truly described as fun and games. MCPS TV has a story.
24 MCPS students from Summit Hall Elementary School participated in the U.S. Department of Education's Let's Read, Let's Move initiative. Hosted by U.S. Secretary of Education Arne Duncan, this series of summer events promotes reading, nutrition, and exercise.
Again, open up, breathe in.
Kofi Dennis, an early childhood education specialist with Wolf Trap, kicked off the program with an interactive storytelling experience. The program featured book readings by Washington Castle's tennis coach Murphy Jensen and Tony Award-winning actress Felicia Rashad.
I love to read, and I like to read to children. I read to my own children. I started reading to my children when they were infants. You know, it's important to spend time with them. It's important to encourage children to do things that are beneficial for themselves. Because when we encourage them to do what's beneficial for themselves, it really, really spreads for the rest of everybody. We all benefit from it.
Students also engaged in physical activities to include mini tennis clinics, basketball, and a nutrition game to teach children about healthy and affordable food choices.
It was awesome that we played tennis and basketball.
Secretary Duncan and other attendees spoke about the value of this program.
This is a lot of fun, and obviously we worry about summer reading loss. Keeping kids reading engaged is really important, so that's the heart of what we do. But tying that to activity and running around, having some fun, and ideally have kids understand the combination of those two things, doing well academically, being physically fit, they actually mutually reinforce each other, they support each other.
To get them to understand that not only is reading a key to success, but it can be a real key to adventure and fantasy and fun at the same time.
Students also received a free book to take home and read.
I'm going to read more this summer. This event made me feel really important.
The City of Rockville's Division of Community Services provides for the well-being of area residents through a variety of human services programs. This summer, the division is helping residents stay cool inside when it's a scorcher outside. Rockville 11 reports.
That's right. The summer heat is on, and so is the newly installed air conditioning unit for this family, thanks to a donation through the city's Community Services Division.
I'm excited and happy, very.
That's the sentiment of Rockville resident Irma Ward, who just received a donated air conditioner after having faced the midsummer heat without a working unit with her 3 children and 2 grandchildren.
I pretty much coped until the temperatures rose real high, and then that's when it got real bad.
In an effort to help residents like Ward beat the heat, Rockville's Community Services Division has a donation program for families in need.
And they're referred to us through Health and Human Services. They're referred through us to other people in the city who have seen a need. And actually people who hear about the program tend to also just give us a call and inquire as to what we have available. As soon as somebody calls in and we have a donor available, Alfred Thompson will actually go pick it up and deliver it to the house.
As the city's community services referral coordinator, Alfred Thompson knows the value of having this donation program.
Even though it's for a short period in the year, but it's very, very important to people because some have children, some have health problems, some cannot sleep at night, and they don't have the resources to buy one.
The program began back in 2010 and has grown with each year, having helped 68 families keep cool in 2012.
The reason that it started is we had some homebound seniors who were having issues with their heating, and frankly, on a day, again, like today with a heat index of 102, it's actually very dangerous for people who are at risk.
Residents who would like to donate a new or gently used air conditioning unit or are in need of one can contact the city's Community Services Division at 240-314-8310.
Having a cooling room in a house makes a lot of difference to a family.
We're very blessed to have some excellent donors in the city, and the ones that have been able to donate multiple units have really helped families out that otherwise would be suffering through some of these temperatures.
I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate Rockville's help.
For County Report This Week, I'm Jennifer Ligsay.
Coming up on County Report This Week, Kathy Stanhope will introduce you to a sweet dog who needs a home. And we'll take you out on the Anacostia River. We'll be right back.
Eviction, security deposits, rent increases, leases, notice to vacate. Help. For more information, contact the Office of Landlord-Tenant Affairs at www.montgomerycountymd.gov/OLTA or call 311.
This summer, dig up some fun. Dig into reading. Who knows what you'll find? Explore with books and make the light shine. If you dig deep and are very clever, you'll find adventure and buried treasure. Watch the past unfold as stories are told. When you discover books, your imagination explodes. There's an amazing world right under your feet. Uncover the secret to make your summer complete. Visit your library and dig into reading.
Welcome back to County Report This Week. I'm Sonia Burke. 2 Tacoma Park teens have made a special donation to the Anacostia Watershed Society. Regina Reese tells us about their gift and how it will impact the Anacostia River. Regina?
That's right, you're never too young to make a big contribution to the environment. Let's take 2 very special teens from the city of Tacoma Park, Alana and Aaron, who not only donated their time to the Anacostia Watershed Society, but also donated a boat. Not just any old boat, a boat they built with their own 2 hands.
17-year-old Aaron Richards and his 14-year-old sister Alana share an experience most adults triple their age have never experienced before. The siblings built a 10-foot wooden rowboat, and after 9 long years of labor, they are donating their passion project to the Anacostia Watershed Society.
I'm so happy that we're giving it to a place where they can enjoy it and use it, because personally I know my family wouldn't have been able to get as much use out of it as it was made for.
The idea of the boat is all thanks to a barter agreement, a token of gratitude from a former neighbor.
We shared a fence, and the fence was getting pretty old, and so we decided to replace it. Instead of him contributing money, we came up with a deal that we would pay for the fence and then he would build this boat with me and my sister.
It's no wonder why they call this boat the Fence. I spoke to the proud father, and he agrees that the son and daughter he describes as budding environmentalists Aaron and crafty Alana couldn't have made a better choice in donating it.
The society has all kinds of things around here, and so it just seemed like a perfect way. It wasn't like we were going to use it to go down Sligo Creek now, right? So there's no need to have it in our backyard.
According to Jim Foster, the president of the Anacostia Watershed Society in Bladensburg, he's impressed with the society's newest addition and believes one good deed deserves another.
The 20 of us at Anacostia Watershed Society are never going to clean up this river by ourselves. There's 1 million people that live in this watershed. If we all throw 1 water bottle out the window, that's 1 million bottles that are going to end up in my river. If we can work together and everybody does a little bit, we'll get a lot done.
For County Report This Week, I'm Regina Reese in Tacoma Park.
Are you ready to meet a sweet dog? Kathy Stanhope is here from the Humane Society with our Pet of the Week.
Hi, this is Kathy Stanhope with your Pet of the Week at the Montgomery County Humane Society, and I am here with a handsome devil. This is Brody. Brody is one of the best looking guide dogs I've ever met in my life. He is an Akita mix. He's just 1 year and 10 months old. His paperwork here has in big letters, "This is the sweetest dog ever," and it's the truth. He is so sweet. I don't know if you can tell right now, he's just lowered his head on my lap and he wants to be pet. He's a handful. He's a big dog, but he's well behaved. And he is a good guy. He has definitely passed all the evals here. Flying colors. He is so nice. He likes everybody he meets. And he's a calm dog. And at 1 year and 10 months, that's saying something for an Akita mix. So come on down to the shelter. Meet Brody and all the other dogs we have. You can see Brody and all the other animals at mchumane.org, or you can give us a call at 240-773-5967. Remember, all these animals really need a home, and they really are counting on you to come get them.
Well, that does it for this edition of County Report This Week. Remember, we want to hear from you, and we invite you to join the opinion forum at engage.montgomerymd.gov. We also would like you to like us on Facebook. Join us again at this time every week for a look at what's going on inside Montgomery County. I'm Sonia Burke. Thank you for watching.